At 2,000 subscribers, I'll be hosting a 5 Welcome Moon giveaway, so make sure you're subscribed. I'll randomly select 5 winners from the comments section, so don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe as well. Hello travelers! Recently, we've got some exciting new changes in the upcoming banners. Today, we're going to discuss all the changes you can expect, as well as the updated banner roadmap from version 5.3 to 5.6. So, if you're curious about the new characters you might want to pull in the future and want to save your Primogems ahead of time for your favorite characters, then you've landed on the perfect video. Now, without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the banner lineup. Starting off with version 5.2, I'm pretty sure many of you have already know about the banners that we're getting in 5.2. But still, for those who are still living under the caves, we're expecting Chaska as a new 5-star character, with Ororone being the 4-star on the banner, followed by Linny joining as the rerun candidate. And in the second phase, we're expected to see Zhongli as the Arcan rerun, followed by Neuvillette as the rerun candidate in the second phase of version 5.2. This was briefly discussed in the livestream, so I won't go into further details. In 5.3, we're expected to see 2 new 5-star characters, Mauvika and Sitlali. As for in which patch we'll see both of them, well, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but we usually see Arcans in the first phase when they're first released. So by that, we can expect Mauvika in the first phase followed by other new characters, like Sitlali in the second. Now let's discuss the potential reruns we can expect in the first phase. In the first phase, we're expected to see either Shanyun or Arlecchino, and in the second phase, the rerun candidate is expected to be Shenhe. So, if we gather all the information, we're confirmed to have Mauvika in the first phase, followed by either Shanyun or Arlecchino. And in the second phase, we can expect Sitlali as the new 5-star character, followed by Shenhe as the rerun candidate. Keep in mind that this lineup is not 100% confirmed yet, and there's a high chance that it might change in the future since we get the accurate banner info after the beta for that specific version starts, which is expected to open after a few days. So, I recommend being skeptical. But if we look at the character IDs of Natlan characters release, Mauvika and Sitlali are 90% confirmed to appear in 5.3. We're also expected to see the release of the Pyro Traveler in version 5.3. It is said that the Traveler will be a mini version of Bennett. Upon unleashing their elemental skill, the Traveler can gain Pyro-infusion, similar to Bennett's C6 constellation, although it hasn't been confirmed whether this infusion will apply to the Traveler themselves or the entire party. I personally think it will only affect the Traveler. This is because the ability activates specifically when they use their elemental skill. As for the elemental burst, it is said that upon activation, the Traveler will summon a circle, similar to Xylanen's or Nilou's ring. This circle is expected to provide an elemental buff to party members, while also dealing pyro-based damage momentarily. Not to mention, according to reliable sources, we would be able to unlock the Pyro Traveler right after completing the main story or Arcan quest of Natlan. Also, you'll be able to get Pyro Traveler at C6 just by completing the 5.3 Arcan quest of Natlan. With that, we're also expected to see the return of the Chronicle Wish banner in 5.3. At first, when I heard this, I couldn't believe it, because obviously, how can Hoyoverse put so many things in one patch? I speculated that instead of 5.3, the Chronicle Wish would be in 5.2. But with the sheer amount of content coming in 5.2, I think 5.3 suits the Chronicle Wish best. Plus, reliable sources suggest that this time the Chronicle Wish banner will be Liyue-themed, featuring all the 5-star Liyue characters. We're also expected to see new skins in the upcoming versions of Natlan. According to recent sources, it said that we might see new skins for 3 characters in 5.3. 2 are 5-star skins, and 1 is a 4-star skin, as Hoyoverse always gives 1 free skin for 4-star characters. The characters that are getting the skins are said to be Zhongli, Hu Tao, and Chongyun. Now, I personally don't think that Zhongli will get a skin here, because, let's be honest, Arcans usually don't get skins. Instead, I feel Yellen might be a perfect fit, especially since there were previous speculations about her getting a skin. Honestly, it makes so much sense. So, I'm leaning towards the lineup being Yellen, Hu Tao, and Chongyun. Also, the source didn't specify whether these skins will be featured in the Lantern Rite or not. But since Hu Tao, Yellen, and Chongyun are all Liyue characters, it would make sense for the new skins to debut during the Lantern Rite event. Now let's talk about the new characters we can expect in version 5.4. In the first phase of version 5.4, we're expected to see Madame Ping, also known by her Adeptus name, Streetward Rambler, as a new playable character. As for her kit, at first, it was said that she'd be a 5-star Hydro user, but some other sources suggest she might be an Anemo user with a playstyle based on plunging, like our little Xiao. Personally, I think it's still early, and this is highly subject to change, so stay skeptical. Also, according to another source, Full Stop Chan, we might see a new character, Jingetsu, release in 5.4. While her details are still unknown, we'll likely learn more about her in future patches of Natlan. Additionally, according to Flying Flame, this new character is said to be a female, which honestly makes me wonder about the future for male characters in the game. Hoyoverse seems to be heavily favoring new female characters lately, almost to the point of overshadowing male characters. As for which region she's from, by her name, it seems that Jingetsu might be from Inazuma. As for her element, it's still unconfirmed, as I mentioned earlier, but we'll undoubtedly see more details soon as they emerge. Now, let's discuss the potential reruns we can expect in version 5.4. In the first phase, we're getting Madame Ping as the new 5-star character, followed by either Yellen or Wriothesley as the rerun candidate. But still, if Hoyo doesn't let cryo characters leave their basement, then I speculate it's definitely going to be chlorined. In the second phase, we're expected to see Farina as the Arkan rerun, followed by Jingetsu as the new character. Now, let's move on to version 5.5. Starting off with the new characters, it's said that we'll see 2 new 5-stars in 5.5, most likely Iansan and Mizuki. As for Iansan, we don't really have enough information on her, but it's said she'll be a mid-tier character and will get a ticket to the standard banner alongside Sitlali. For Mizuki, we've been getting info on her from the Fontaine arc, but she hasn't shown up yet. Recent sources suggest that she'll be an Electro 5-star Catalyst character. Now, let's discuss the potential reruns we can expect in 5.5. For the rerun candidates, we could see either Coco Fish or Siege Wing. And for the Arkan rerun, Venti fits best, as the flagship event of 5.5 is expected to happen in Mondstadt. Some sources also suggest that we might get a huge map expansion from Mondstadt, so it makes sense for Venti to have his rerun here. So, if we gather all the information, we can expect Iansan as the new character, followed by either Kokomi or Siege Wayne. In the second phase, we can likely see Venti as the Arkan rerun, followed by Mizuki, also known as the Goth Girl, as the new 5-star character. Now, let's talk about the juicy patches 5.6 to 5.8. Now, there is no confirmed leaks for 5.6 yet, or anything concrete, so this is largely based on my own speculations. First, let's talk about the playable Harbinger situation. Just a while ago, many sources said that we wouldn't be getting any playable Harbingers in the whole Natlan patch. However, I personally think that not releasing any Harbingers would be a financial loss for Hoyoverse, because Harbingers are some of the most hyped characters in game, and would surely generate a hefty amount of revenue. So if Hoyoverse actually doesn't release them due to story reasons, I guess we should beg on our knees. Jokes aside, I think we will get a Harbinger between 5.6 and 5.7, and that will be Colombina instead of Capitano. Even though we've seen Capitano appear in the story of Natlan, we have some information about Colombina's weapon and element type, but for Capitano, there's no such information on him yet. It is speculated that Capitano might have abyssal powers. As we saw in the Arkan quest, Capitano doesn't possess a vision and relies heavily on his delusion, which makes Capitano less likely to be playable. So, it's possible we will get Colombina's banner. So, that's all the latest banner info we have right now. Let me know in the comments which character you're most excited for and want to pull in the upcoming versions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.